Live from Ollie Williams' Breakfast Nook, Cabin Radio with Lecter and the Wheel, talking to Paul Cook. Paul, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing all right. It's Memorial Day here, so I don't have to be in the office, but be working from home today.
Right on.
Got game one tonight, so ready to go.
We have an idea of advanced stats and things like that and analytics, but tell everyone else out there about what it is you do for the team.
I get my toes dipped in just about every kind of aspect of the analytics side of things with the Predators. I do a lot of work on the draft, just historical trends, and kind of identifying talent, for the upcoming draft, getting that information to our scouts. I work a little bit with player development. I work a little bit with biometrics, kind of working with our trainer and strength and conditioning coach. And, of course, on the pro side of things, get into contract negotiation, things like that. And even a big push we've made this year is with game night work, so getting advanced stats down to the coaches between periods, so we can make adjustments and things like that whenever needed.
So for those who don't know, Paul is a born and raised Yellowknifer, and that's a big reason why we wanted to have him. Both Jesse and I are lifelong hockey fans. You grew up here in the Knife. You're now with an NHL club for the last, 7 seasons?
7 or 8, yeah. I'm getting to that point where I'm old enough where I forget things, so 7 or 8, definitely. But let me correct you. I wasn't actually born in Yellowknife, but moved there when I was 2. So
that's close enough.
Yeah, close enough. Yeah. Grew up learning to skate at the old Jerry Murphy Arena, which I think was knocked down.
It was.
10, 15 years ago, which reinforces the feeling old part of my life. But yeah.
So obviously you're a big hockey fan. How exactly did you get involved in operations system analysis?
I had just gotten a job out of school, originally after finishing my undergrad. Did that for a couple of years, just kind of graphic design, corporate identity, that kind of stuff, which was interesting, but it really wasn't a passion of mine. I've always been a numbers guy. I've always been a hockey guy. So I decided to go back to school, ended up getting my master's degree at the University of Ottawa. And while I was there, I was fortunate enough to be able to work with the team, the men's hockey team there. And, I was doing video work. I was breaking down, forechecks and all sorts of different plays for the coaching staff. So after that, I was just kind of looking to, get my foot in the door anywhere, and ended up taking an internship here in Nashville. And from there, just kind of worked my way up. I like to think that I created my own niche as far as the advanced stats stuff goes. Started out with just putting various articles or documents in our general manager's inbox, and he's pretty receptive to that, which is great. I love working with him because David Coyle is such an open-minded guy. He's not really set in his ways, despite the fact that I think he has the most seniority of any GM in the NHL. So he's always open to change, always looking to get better. And, fortunately for me, he kind of recognized that, I could possibly have a role with the organization. And so I kind of worked my way up from there, from an intern to where I am now.
How much pull would you say you have, with regards to trades, free agent signings, things like that? Jesse is a huge Montreal Canadiens fan. We all know there was a bit of a blockbuster trade at the start of this season. Did you have any kind of say? Was there an advanced stats angle to that trade?
I think if you look at David Coyle's comments, you definitely agree that there was some sort of advanced stats aspect that was looked at. I'm not going to claim any sort of responsibility for that trade. We really work as a team in terms of putting together advanced stats and having input from our pro scouts.
I was going down your Twitter today and taking a look at a few things you'd posted, and one jumped out at me. NHL players with hat tricks in conference final clinchers. Some household names: Wayne Gretzky, Yari Curry, Patrick Kane, Mike Bossy, and Colton Sissons. Did you, now with all your advanced stats, did you see that coming at all?
You know what? There's a certain aspect to his game where he actually does get to scoring areas on a more regular basis than some other people on the team, just in terms of expected shooting percentage. So
what you're saying is it's no surprise and you totally saw it coming.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
This was your call. Yeah, no, totally. So you've been with the Preds now for about 8 seasons. You said you've watched them grow in the last 8 years. I mean, they've been contenders for a few years now. But I mean, what's the difference you've seen from when you started to now, when the crowds in the city have fallen in love with this team, and now they're one of the loudest crowds in the history of the NHL? Talk to us about that.
Well, Smashville, as it's known here in town, yeah, I mean, it's probably the best atmosphere I've ever experienced in a hockey arena. I haven't been to all 30 by any means, but I've been to some of these ones with great reputations like Montreal, and it's definitely up there with Montreal. And you've got this great kind of college atmosphere. The chants after the goals. You've got the standing ovations. Let's see how loud we can get at a TV timeout. All this excitement that the crowd creates, and it's just I don't even know what to say. I mean, the growth has been exponential, I'd say, in terms of the further we go, the more excited people get, and we started at a really good spot. Where the fans were behind us. Obviously, being an expansion franchise, it usually takes a few years for everything to kind of take hold with a new market in terms of fan base. But we've got kids who've grown up playing in Nashville hockey leagues and who are now becoming season ticket holders, and that growth, just that normal expected growth, is finally taking hold. I mean, this is the hottest ticket in town. This is, you look at the ticket prices between here and Pittsburgh, and this is the hottest ticket in the NHL right now. Obviously, I think it's like $900 to get a ticket on StubHub or something like that. It's ridiculous. It's fantastic. We love it. You can almost feel the momentum shift when our crowd gets loud, and then we score a goal, and it's an incredible feeling just being there.
Sorry, I have one last question. I just have to ask: if it happens and Nashville does emerge victorious and take home the cup, do you get your name on the cup?
That's a good question. I don't necessarily have an answer to that.
Okay.
I would hope so. I'd hope so, just being part of the hockey operations staff. But,
hopefully you'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be in that position to find out. Exactly.
Right on.
All right, man. Best of luck this series, and thanks for taking the time.
All right, thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks, Paul.
All right.